I think it's the same male from this morning. Let's just sit very quietly. Let's sit very quietly. He's busy growling at the car. I think he's quite hot and bothered. It is definitely a young male leopard. I think it's the same guy we found this morning. We were just turning the corner there and Ferg's like, leopard, leopard, leopard. And it's the same guy. He's telling me, stop, don't come closer. And so we're going to respect that. We're going to stay right here. How beautiful is that? Hey, Ferg, we're on a roll today, sir. Okay, you didn't get a view of the face. Ferg, unfortunately, didn't quite get in on time, but he was looking at us as I was moving in, and he was having a bit of a growl. So we're just going to give him some space, let him move off into the shade there, and then we'll try and reposition again. That is incredible. It definitely looks like the same male from this morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to just try and move up a little bit, so we don't want to lose him. But look at that. Isn't he beautiful? You can definitely see it's a male. You see the genitals at the back. But don't you all agree, folks? It's a very small tom. That's why I wouldn't have thought it would have been older than a year and a bit by the size. But while we're trying to reposition, let's go over to Taylor McCurdy, who's got a Franklin. Yes, we are. He's not too bothered with us anymore. He gave me that initial, don't come any closer than that, and I didn't. And since then, hasn't given us much of a look. But a few squirrels were playing around in the little bushes to our left, and they got the fright of their lives and have since disappeared. But yet, they are not making an alarm call, which is why I don't really trust the squirrels for alarm calls, because there's a leopard right here, and they are not making a sound. Exactly. So we're going to see if we could try keep up with him. He's going back into the thick stuff we followed him through this morning. And obviously we don't want to distress him too much with the crashing of branches and stuff. So let's see if we can just go around here. Try keep in the open. Try get in front of him so as we can get a nice sort of frontal shot without any vegetation in the way. Wouldn't that be marvelous? I think so. Well done, Ferg, for spotting him. Very impressed. Fantastic. He's only about 3 meters in front of the car now. There's the beautiful face. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Please, folks, take your screenshots. Hashtag Safari Live, tag me in it, tag Tristan, tag Taylor. Add this to our diversity of leopards in the area. So cool to see him moving now. That's why you don't expect to see a cat moving at this time of day, because it is still quite hot. Now, I will try and stay with him for as long as I can. Obviously, if it gets too thick and it become quite difficult, but the longer we can stay with him, the more sort of relaxed he gets to the vehicle, the movement, the noises. But as you could see, he was quite relaxed walking past there. An unrelaxed leopard we wouldn't even see. Just hold on, I'm just going to talk on the radio. Standing by, yours.
Oh, hello. You look very much like Hosana. Hello, Hosana. Well spotted, Greg. Here's me talking nonsense about, yes, yeah, kitty. Typical, hey? Hello, big boy, have you just woken up from your nap? I think so. He's now going behind the car. Please don't come and sit in our shade again. So we'll have to see what he's up to. Let me turn around very quickly. Yay, well done, Craig. I've missed that completely. I didn't even see him. I already looked at the camera, looked back at the road, and we'd gone past the pathway. No, where did he go? Did he go off to the right? I would assume he would have gone to the right. Let's see. Hosana, banana, thank you for showing yourself. Craig, where did he go? No. Oh, there he is, behind the termite mound. Hosana, don't go in there. Don't. It's too thick. Yeah. I shouldn't have gymmed arms today. You turned the steering wheel quite a bit. How nice. I bet you're all happy to see Hosana. I'm going to also have to call this in a minute. Okay, we'll squeeze through here. Let's watch him. Right. We are going to try and follow Hosana through here. It seems as though there's a warthog that's sneaking up to Steve's leopard.
I'm not going to say too much. He's stalking just behind this pig. He's coming up behind. He's coming up behind. Watch very closely, folks. He's about 3 meters behind this warthog. He's to the left of it, Ferg. He's just behind that bush. Okay, folks, so just pay very careful attention. I'm not going to make too much noise now. We could see something dramatic. There is a small family of pigs. He's just crouched down in the long grass. Behind, I can't even see him anymore, but he was moving straight towards these animals. Okay, so the riot is moving towards him. Pay attention. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have a leopard, a young male leopard who has got his eyes locked on a small family of warthog. We're not going to leave the action. The leopard is about 3-4 meters away. There he is. He's in the shade. He's in perfect cover. There's 2 warthogs here, adults with a very small little baby. And I've no doubt he's going to lock his eyes on the baby. He's paying attention. Look at that. This is unbelievable. We're coming to you live from Djuma in the Sabi Sands. This is a young male leopard we have never seen before. We saw him for the first time last night and then again this morning. And everyone in South Africa, those who'd like to visit South Africa, this is the Sabi Sands, and this is what we see on a regular basis. The diversity of leopards in this area, in the Sabi Sands, are fantastic. And as I said, we've never seen this male before. Last night, new male moving through. There's some warthogs. They are the primary food, or one of the primary foods of... Oh no, pay attention, pay attention. Oh no, that baby. Anita says, let's see if he's going to go for it. He's moving. He might miss his chance. Look at the intention on his eyes. We are watching this live from a game viewer in the South African bush. This is what people come here for. One of the greatest tourist destinations in South Africa, and the best for seeing the wild African leopard. Hello from Santorini, California, Australia. Welcome to the show. This is 100% live. I'm not going to move a muscle. He's going. He's got it. Oh, he's missed it. He's come back. Ladies and gentlemen, that just happened live. Let's go see if he catches this little pig. Unfortunately, and my name is Steve Falkerbridge. I'm joined by Ferg on camera. Terribly sorry that we are moving so quickly. The excitement is fantastic. Let's see if he's managed to catch this little pig. It was moving very, very quickly. There he goes. Ah, he missed it, folks. He missed it. He is just here in the long grass. I don't know who was more tense during that moment, the warthog or myself. But here he is. That little piggy did an absolutely amazing little run. Go, little piggy. I don't know how many of you were cheering him or her. Made a little squeal. Fantastic. Folks, this is coming to 100% live from South Africa, where the leopards are diverse in the Sabi Sands. Magical, magical, magical. I am super excited. I have no idea what to say about what we've just witnessed. No idea what we just witnessed. And I didn't get to see it very well on the screen because it happened so fast. Ferg, did you manage to capture that whole backwards and forwards motion? Nix is saying you did, so well done, Mr. Fergus. Well done. That is what we call the money shot. Okay, so let's get a shot of him walking through the long grass. Just got a thorn in his foot. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, I am, Tristan. I am so over the moon with what we nearly saw, or what we actually saw, should I say. I mean, I'm quite happy for the pig at the end of the day. It did the most amazing about turn 360. I thought it had it, hey, Ferg? I would love to see the replay of what we saw there, because he was right on the bottom of that warthog, and it managed to turn, and just the acceleration of it. So you can see how fast the leopard is, but with the hooves on these hooved animals gives them a lot more sort of the purchase on the ground, rather than the pads on the leopards, which give them the silent walking. The hooves give them much harder purchase on the ground, which means they can push off with a little bit more force. And I think that pig was running with everything it had. Absolutely everything that it had. Eloise, what happened there with the chase is that if it got it on the first attempt, it would have obviously stopped. But if it had got away, you saw how when the pigs were moving off, if the pigs hadn't moved off and the leopard had got closer, it would have allowed it to do a really quick dart over about 15, 20 meters. That's generally like the attack distance. But the pigs moved off a bit. He had to run through the long grass, and because he'd committed, then he got a bit tired on that second about turn, and he wasn't running for his life. He was running just for food, whereas the warthog was running for its life. So there's a lot more energy and also, what's the right word, motivation behind the warthog's escape than the leopard's feeding. So the leopard can always hunt another day, but that for me is the best and most incredible leopard chase I've ever seen. I've never ever seen a leopard chase something and pull it down. I've seen them stalk and then kill something in the thick bush, but we just happened to be in such a nice open area which facilitated the leopard getting closer, but also the fact that Ferg could turn the camera back and forward again to get not only the left leg but the right leg of the chase, which to me was absolutely fantastic. I'm still over the moon. Ferg, what are your comments? Ferg just grunted. He went, very good. First lady predators miss their prey a lot, most of the time. I think wild dogs probably got the top with regards to predator success. They're quite high up, probably in the 80s. But I would say leopards miss 4 out of 5. Maybe less. It depends on the leopard, depends on experience. Obviously, with age comes experience and condition of animals also, not just the animal itself, but the animals they're chasing. When drought conditions come in, the ambush specialists are more successful because animals are forced to come to the water. And if a leopard or a lion is very patient, it can pay off for them. But the success of these predators is actually far lower than most people think. But then they only need to eat every week or two a proper meal. They will eat more if they can, but they don't need to be as successful as catching all the time. But then sometimes you can be with a leopard and it kills 2 or 3 times in a morning. I was once with a lioness that killed 6 times in the space of 2 hours, but that was the fact of impala just constantly coming down to this last puddle of water. And it would wait and wait and wait until individuals came down, and then it would take them out. When they came in groups, it would just wait. So it's tactics, it's experience. Rob, I'm not sure when he'd hunt again. The thing is, the opportunity, if it arises, he will do something. If something materialized nearby him now, he would probably make a move for it. But he's probably going to wait until it cools down again. I think he's quite tired now after that little sprint. You can see he's walked off a few hundred meters away from where he had that warthog sprint. And it seems to me like he's quite hungry. But, you know, they're opportunists. They'll hunt at any time if any opportunity presents itself. Okay, so from our young leopard, let's go over to my favorite young leopard, who is with Tayla.
Hosana. There he is. My goodness, I can't tell you how he's given us the runaround. I have not had to off-road like we've off-road this afternoon for a very, very long time. He's quite far away from us, well, in terms of Hosana being a distance away from the car. We know he's fairly relaxed around the vehicles, so he's sniffing. He's been putting his nose in between the bushes, going underneath all the African wattles. I think that he's looking for scrub hairs or something to eat, but something small. It's like he's just trying to get himself a little snack for the moment. So once we lose sight of him here, I have no idea how we're going to get to him. I'm hoping that I think there is a road up ahead that he's on his way to, but it is difficult to navigate through this thick bush. My goodness. There he goes. But he's changing direction, which is a bit of a nuisance. Well, for us, not for him. Of course, nothing is a nuisance for him. I don't know how. Right, let's try. We're going to have to go a long way around. Try go this way. We've got a little bit of a gap, but we get excited because we see a gap, and then we don't really know where to go. Yes, Nikki, that would be wonderful, because as you can see, I'm faced with a wall of trees, so we need to try and get around. It's all the thorns out of our legs. But I thought we'd grab this moment while we've got Hosana out in the open, because honestly, who knows how long it's going to last with him. He's busy, even looking up in the tops of the trees. Look how long the grass is around here. Perfect for him to do any sort of hunting. What are you looking for? Are you too old to chase squirrels, boy? Well, that was one of his favorite things to do, watching him grow up, him and his sister, running up the smallest of small trees, falling off of tiny branches. But he's listening carefully. Ah, wonderful. We've got one of our younger viewers, Lilia, who's only 6 years old, watching this afternoon. Hello, all the way from South Africa. Now, Lilia, the reason why the leopards love the long grass is because they can use it to try and hunt them, help them hunt. Now, leopards don't eat grass. Sometimes we see them eating grass, but not because they're getting any nutrients from it. Just disappearing, so we're going to reposition again. And so I do indeed think that Hosana is in a bit of a pickle at the moment with all the new males that are popping onto the property. And so, Linda, yes, he needs to be on his toes. He needs to watch what's going on and take note of all the different leopards that are scent marking within this area so that he can keep out of their way. Otherwise, he's going to get chased out, will be the best option. But the chances of him getting killed are really, really quite high at the moment. Okay, we're going to just go forward, I think. I need to lower.
Taylor, how marvelous is that we've got two young male leopards, a famous leopard by the name of Hosana and a debutante in the name of, I don't know what he's called at the moment. I have no idea. Whether we're going to see him again after today is debatable. We are now down in the southwest corner of Djuma, so we're not very far from the boundaries that he could cross over quite easily into Simbambili and Arathusa, or even Little Gowrie. Anu, if male leopards come across each other, there can always potentially be a fight, but young leopards don't have a territory, so there's nothing to fight for at the time. So what you will see, and it's something I saw for the first time when I was actually on my interview here, was Hosana, who is with Tayla at the moment, came into sighting with her father, who's Tingana, a big male leopard, who was for quite a while the dominant leopard all through this area. And Tingana displayed himself, and he sat low, he opened his mouth, he drooled a bit, and he growled a very deep warning to Hosana. And as soon as Hosana heard him, or saw him, he behaved like a very nonchalant sort of young leopard and almost quite playful. So his behavior was very submissive. He didn't show any sign of aggression or any sign of physical dominance towards the other male. So the male just leaves him alone. But there's no eye contact. Leopards don't look at each other unless they really seriously want to have a go at each other. So eye contact to them is everything. So this young male leopard would, but that's the thing is now I don't even know how young he is. Apparently by the photos, he's over 3 years old, which to me is incredible for the size. So a lot of what leopards do is posturing, and size is one of the biggest things that prevent other males from fighting each other. You're going to avoid fighting against someone who's bigger than you. And if someone's twice your size, you're going to rather fight or live to fight another day. I'm sure you all agree. Beautiful he is. He's just moving away from us into the setting sun. Terribly sorry about the aerial. I'm just going to turn the car slightly so we can get it out of shot. If I can find my gear, that is. There he goes. He's definitely... You happy there, Ferg? Definitely smelling something. Probably the movement of other leopards. Very unfortunate, but we're nearly right on our western boundary now. So he looks like he's going to head straight for it. Not that he cares for our boundaries, but obviously we'd like to spend some more time with this beautiful cat. Do you not agree, ladies and gentlemen? I think we might go back over to Tayla to see if Hosana is managing to get any closer to those impala.
Nope, we still don't have a view of impala. I'm just trying to help the other guides. They all said they're going to just stand by and wait, and hopefully Hosana is going to get closer into the sighting. But I don't know where he's gone. Hosana could have gone anywhere now.
Thank you very much, Tayla. He has decided to lie down and have a little bit of a rest. What a beautiful male. We're finally getting some really nice facials of him. You can see the right-hand side's got those 3 spots with the one on the top. And then the other side is also 3 with a dot on top. And he's got a very nice double scar on his nose. And look at the bottom of his right eye. It's also got a nice little scar there. So very, very easy to identify with his size as well. Would make him very easy to identify amongst the other males. I mean, I initially confused him with Shadulu this morning because of those spots, but she's got 5 and 1 on top. But looking at the throat, you can see there's no real dewlap there, no real size in his neck at all. And a beautiful pink nose. You can actually see that scar across the eye is also joined under the eye in a sort of sweeping motion. It would have been most likely from a fight. Ah, beautiful. He's having a little cat nap. A bit of snakebite bush in the foreground. He kind of looked at me and said, "What kind of bush?" First Lady, he's probably about as far away from Hosana at the moment as he can be. Just listening on the radio, I can show you on the map here where we are, and then I can show you whereabouts I've been hearing where Tayla is. We're right over here, in the bottom corner over here, and they are here somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly, but here somewhere on Mumba Road. And we're right here in the bottom corner. I can actually see the boundary just here, only about 50 meters or so. So we are not very far away from him eluding us and going west into Simbambili and Arathusa. Here is this.
Now, the reason how I know that this is a male leopard, and as he slinks into the grass, is, well, you can look for his manly bits underneath his tail. That's a way that you can tell. And then normally the males are much bigger than the girls. And as they get older, they get this very saggy skin underneath his neck, which we call a dewlap. Oh no, he's going into Torchwood now. That's no good. The property that he's he's not driving, I'm driving. The property that he's walking into is an area that we aren't allowed to go driving in, but that animals can go wherever they want, which is quite nice. So there's no fences, there's no nothing. Craig, let me go forward so we can get one more decent view of him. We're going to have to say goodbye to him in a minute. Oh, I was hoping for Tristan. He'd come out and show himself. Tristan also loves Hosana. We've been watching him since he was a baby. There he There we go. There he goes. I'm going to let the other guys light him up. Look at that. He's a big boy in comparison to Hosana now. The leopard we saw first is the son of this leopard. But now Dad is very old, and like I said, he's in retirement now. He's probably going to go... He's also hungry. He looks like he needs something to eat. Also going to look for something to eat at some point. Oh, that's so cool. But off he goes. Walking down the road. Look at those big feet. Look at that shadow. It's a scary shadow, hey? Now it looks like he's going to cross off of the main road and down an animal pathway where he'll have a very good chance of finding his next meal. Good luck, Tingana. Awesome. One last view. So there we go. How's that? You got to see 3 different leopards today. And I'll tell you a bit more about the snorkeling story, or perhaps Steve is going to fill you in on that. And speaking of Steve, let's go back to him, and I hope he doesn't jump in that pan.